things are expensive, right? I mean, fuel, food, kids, shoes that match your jacket liner. But Nissan has a value proposition that you might want to hear about. Let's dive into the 8th generation Nissan Sentra. This compact sedan is Nissan's best-selling nameplate, and for the 2024 model year, the Sentra gets a mid-cycle refresh. Its exterior gets some fresh new wheel designs up to 18 inches, a revised front end with restyled headlights, and a V-motion grille that's less blingy and wider, giving the Sentra a more aggressive look. The Sentra has come a long way to look like this, and it looks especially nice in this sporty SR trim. And if you squint really hard, it kind of looks like a squished version of the Altima, which isn't a bad thing. And another thing, this key fob. Oh, I've owned a couple Nissans in the past, and this new key fob looks and feels so nice. Just the little things. In my opinion, yeah, this generation looks much sleeker than the previous gen. And our sporty SR trim tester comes with a two-tone paint option, trim-specific wheels, dark chrome grille, a rear spoiler, and of course some SR badging. Open up the trunk to reveal 14.3 cubic feet of cargo room, which is larger than the Toyota Corolla, and if more room is needed for stowing longer items, the rear seats fold in a 60-40 split. As far as fitting occupants, the Sentra does a decent job as well. In the front, you have Nissan's zero-gravity seats, which helps maximize comfort when driving long distances. The front seats in here feel great. There's some good bolstering right here. The bottom of the seats could be a bit longer for some thigh support, but they are comfortable, and there's some good adjustability on the steering column, and there's some great headroom and some good leg room. But let's see how I fit behind myself, this being a compact sedan. And I gotta tell you, behind myself, I am squished, but I'm freakishly tall. I'm 6'4", and my knees are digging into the back of the seat, but my feet fit under the seat nicely. But if you're tall, don't sit in the middle seat because this is a cramped situation. But if you're behind someone, let's say Lynn Woodward's size, you fit just nice, and you get some squishy armrests right here, but you don't get rear seat vents, and you have to option for this USB port. Besides that, nice and comfortable. The cabin doesn't see much change with its refresh, but it's still a well put together and functional interior. A 7-inch infotainment screen with wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto is standard, while our tester gets the available 8-inch touchscreen. Sadly, there's no option for wireless CarPlay or wireless Android Auto, nor is there wireless charging, and the base trim only comes with one USB port. But on the bright side, everything is intuitive and simple to use. The cabin layout of the Sentra is nice and premium. It has a nice fit and finish to it, and you get soft materials up top, and the steering wheel with its contrast stitching and this D shape feels nice. And I especially like how the infotainment system isn't layered and you don't have to go into a deep menu to find out what you need. And of course, I love some physical knobs and switches for your HVAC controls. And also, you get some decent storage. It's really deep in here for cleaning cloths. And you have your phone tray right here, which is really nice. The only thing I don't like are the armrests. The outboard is decent, but inboard, it's hard. It's working my nerves, going up to my brain, bringing up memories of a Mica Museo squirrel index comfort thing. Let's bring that up. About halfway.
Hey, are you using my squirrel graphic?
Just this once. Apart from the interior, this compact sedan is also a pleasure to drive. All Sentras are powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine making 149 horsepower and 146 pound-feet of torque. Front-wheel drive is standard, and so is a continuously variable transmission. This engine works well in the Sentra. It's peppy, and the power is perfectly adequate for what this is. Now, it's slow to accelerate off the line, but it's not a drag racing powerhouse. That's not what it's meant for. It's meant more so to cruise around town. And while you're cruising, the CVT, it mimics gears so you don't have to worry about that droning CVT noise, and the brakes feel good. They're nice and predictable. The transmission is a new Xtronic CVT designed to save fuel and provide a smooth shift pattern. Fuel economy numbers improved from last year with an EPA estimated 34 miles per gallon in combined driving for all trims except the SR trim, which gets 33 miles per gallon combined. For even more fuel efficiency, there's an auto start-stop function which can be turned off with this button here, and an eco button to the left of that flat bottom steering wheel, which not only looks cool, but operates quite well with good feedback and easy to use buttons. Along with that, an independent front strut suspension and multi-link independent rear suspension provide a well-balanced ride. The Sentra's handling is surprisingly nice. When going into the turns, it feels nice and planted, and when going in a straight line, the suspension soaks up bumps nicely. And as far as the steering, it has a good weight to it, and when you're going straight, it's nice and stable. And if you want to amp up that experience, just hit this hidden gem on the gear selector here, and that's your sport mode. And what that does is hold your simulated gears at a higher RPM and add a little bit more weight to the steering. Maybe it's all the SUVs I've tested, but the Sentra's seating feels like it's low and sporty, which can add to a more engaging driving experience. It's good to know this sedan can be driven as sporty or as gently as the driver demands without sacrificing comfort. While driving, the cabin is quiet with the exception of a little bit of road noise, and when you're laying on the throttle, that engine, you can really hear it working. But visibility over my left and right shoulder is good, but looking behind me, it's minimal because of that high trunk and sloping roofline. There's not a lot of glass real estate to look in the back of. But thankfully, Nissan includes Safety Shield 360. Those standard safety features include blind spot warning, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, rear cross traffic alert, and lane departure warning. Adaptive cruise control is available, but only standard cruise control is offered on the base model. The Sentra is comfy, it has good safety tech, and a powertrain that works just fine. What more can you ask for? Oh yeah, pricing. Let's get to that. Base price for a Nissan Sentra S trim starts at just $20,790 along with the destination charge, and with that you get 16-inch steel wheels, remote keyless entry with push-button start, cloth seating, 7-inch infotainment touchscreen, 1 USB port, and a 4-speaker audio system. Move up to the SV trim starting at just under $22,000 for 16-inch alloy wheels with rear disc brakes, hands-free keyless entry, an 8-inch infotainment touchscreen, 3 total USB ports, 6-speaker audio system, a larger driver display, and adaptive cruise control. For a sportier look, 18-inch wheels, darker trim bits, and an interior with contrast stitching, the Sentra SR starts at just under $24,000. Higher trims can be had with various standalone features and packages, which adds heated mirrors, a moonroof, leather upholstery, power driver's seat, and heated front seats and heated steering wheel, which is always nice in this segment. If you're in the market for a compact sedan like the Sentra or maybe one of its competitors, go on KBB.com and get a fair purchase price. KBB.com, click the link above for more details. Speaking of details, booyah. Those competitors include the hard-hitting Honda Civic, popular Toyota Corolla, feature-rich Hyundai Elantra and Kia Forte, and the still-rolling Volkswagen Jetta. With SUVs being the latest craze, it's good to know that affordable compact sedans still exist. The Sentra gives consumers an affordable automotive option, so if you're in the market for something that's handsome, comfortable, has good tech, and an attractive price, check one out for yourself.